Hey guys, you're watching Phone Arena's in-depth video review of the Apple iPhone 4. It's summer, and it's the time of the year when Apple comes out with their product, and this one here being the iPhone 4. We've seen it plenty times in leaks before, and it surprisingly has a refreshed look, the biggest overhaul yet to date compared to the original 3G and 3GS. A lot of neat features too that accompany it, and we're going to take a look and see what it has to offer. And when you first check out the iPhone 4, you're going to be relatively surprised by its new looks. It's totally been somewhat redesigned compared to the previous iPhone 3GS, which had a similar one to the iPhone 3G. So it's the biggest overhaul in design since the original iPhone. So the thing we like about it is it's extremely thin. It comes in at 0.37 inches thick, so it's a lot thinner than the iPhone 3GS. At the same time, we do like the choice of materials that they use to make this handset. It has a really quality feel, premium in fact. You have this glass-like material on the front with an olefophobic coating, and the back too, same exact thing. It's very reflective, and it'll also attract a lot of fingerprints. But thankfully, the olefophobic coating does help in repelling that. It also has a stainless steel brush band around the handset, which acts to be in the antenna as well to get you better service or connection, as Apple touted. And we're overly pleased with the nostalgic look of the handset. It feels good and has a really good weight to it, and construction, as always, feels fantastic with the device. Easily one of the best features that we love about the iPhone 4 definitely has to be its Retina display, as Apple likes to call it. Now, in fact, it's actually an LED backlit IPS display. It has a resolution of 960 by 640 with support for 16 million colors. So essentially what that does is it provides a lot of pixels per square inch. It also retains the same 3.5-inch display seen on other iPhones. And the reason that it's so highly regarded is because you could see text that are quite legible and very easy to read. When you compare something like the iPhone 3GS with lower resolution screen, you could clearly make out that the text on the iPhone 4 is a lot more superior than it is on the 3GS. Same thing when you load up a website. You can see our website from a zoomed out view. You could definitely read out the small fine print on the iPhone 4. At the same time, it also has pretty good viewing angles, so even in direct sunlight it handles well. And we also like the fact that it has that olefophobic coating to make it look pristine every time we take it out of our pockets. Just like some of the high-end smartphones we've been checking out of late, the iPhone 4 also packs a front-facing VGA camera. Below the touchscreen, you have the usual home button, which is surprisingly a lot more springy than the previous one, the 3GS. The same thing applies to all the other buttons, the dedicated ones. The volume rocker are now separated, two separate buttons. You have also the vibrate switch. On the top, you have the 3.5mm headset jack. That small hole is for the noise cancellation microphone. Dedicated power button. And on the right side, you just have the micro SIM card slot. At the bottom, you have the speaker and also proprietary USB charging port. And on the back, the only thing you'll see is just the 5-megapixel autofocus camera with flash. The experience of iOS 4 on the iPhone 4 is the same thing that we already saw with the iPhone 3GS. Now, it's assumed that the handset comes with a 1 GHz Apple A4 processor, and it's marginally better in regards to movement and also intuitiveness. It's quite responsive, and there's barely any lag that we notice when navigating throughout the home screen. On top of that, with iOS 4, as you can see, there's a new, you can choose your background picture for your wallpaper. On top of that, there's also some multitasking elements enabled right now. And not all applications fully utilize it to its potential, but right now it just seems like more like a task or a quick menu bar to get you to different applications. As a whole, we do like the interface. The iOS 4 is just a refreshing new one compared to the original, and we're just happy to see that it still is quite peppy. There's no evidence of any lag, and it's a very easy platform to get adjusted to. Even to this day, the iPhone 4's on-screen QWERTY keyboard is probably the better ones out there for any touchscreen-enabled device. Now, with iOS 4, it does offer underline misspelled words for you, but we do find that the experience of typing on the QWERTY to be quite responsive and accurate. We like the fact that the predictive text option definitely helps as well. To tell you the truth, there's nothing really too different with the web browsing experience on the iPhone 4. It's the same exact thing we saw on the iPhone 3GS and even the original iPhone. Pages load up really quick. It's also multi-touch enabled, so you can pinch in to zoom. You can double tap even to do that. We like the scrolling. It's very smooth. There's no evidence of any lag or choppiness. And to tell you the truth, it's just a very satisfying experience. Just like the web browsing experience, the music player interface on the iPhone 4 is no different from what we saw already in the past. The great thing we love about it is, of course, cover flow. You tilt it to the left, you're presented with all your albums. You can flick through all of them. It has a really nice presentation to it. As far as audio quality goes with the speakerphone, it really didn't sound too different from the iPhone 3GS, but it was marginally louder. We have to say that watching videos on the iPhone 4's Retina display is truly breathtaking. Videos played pretty smoothly, there's no evidence of any lag, and as you can see, it's consistent as far as frame rate goes, and just the overall experience is quite gratifying. Alright guys, so we have FaceTime here. We're connecting my buddy, pal, Kyle, and I was going to ask him real quick, how do you like the FaceTime, Kyle?
I think it's cool. This is definitely an awesome new feature of the new iPhone. And I think we'll see it in some other phones.
How's the speed and as far as I guess the quality of video and also the audio?
Yeah, no, video and audio are in sync, which is surprising.
So you're overall happy about it?
What was that?
So you're happy about it?
Oh, definitely. I see once more people get the iPhone 4, I definitely see it's becoming popular.
Alright, so there you guys have it. That's this FaceTime for the iPhone 4, and we'll check back here. We're really content with the iPhone 4's 5-megapixel camera. It managed to produce some good photos outdoors in great lighting conditions. Images were quite detailed. At the same time, they were also neutral looking colors. All you gotta do is just tap anywhere on the screen to focus. You can press the button, take a shot, press it again, take another one, and you even have the digital zoom available to you. On top of that, the phone does well in low lit conditions thanks to the lens and also LED flash, but when we use the flash, it tended to look a little bit more overexposed than anything else. We're happy to see that 720p video recording is enabled on the iPhone 4. Videos were quite detailed, to say the least. At the same time, there wasn't too much lag or stutter thanks to the 30 frames per second it was shooting in, but outdoor conditions we tend to notice a little bit of jerky movement, and also the white balance was off every now and then. But luckily it has the ability to manually focus, so you always get pretty good detail at any given time. Calling quality in the iPhone 4 was marginally better than what we experienced on the iPhone 3GS, but we still tend to hear a little bit more of that static sound in the background on our end. Thanks to the noise cancellation microphone, our callers did say that our voices were a little bit more prominent at the beginning of our sentences. When using the speakerphone, however, though, it tends to be a little bit distorted, especially on the highest volume setting. So stepping down a little bit to the middle setting should help it out. As far as battery life, though, we were really impressed because we had the iPhone 3GS on us, and the iPhone 4 did a better job of holding a charge. It didn't use up too much battery life at the same time, so we're really happy about its one-day's use that we got out of it. It's another year, another iPhone, and surely there's always going to be competition for Apple, but this time around, the iPhone 4 does well in being a well-balanced phone that will cater to a lot of people, not only to business professionals, but even to kids and gamers out there. Now, there's a lot of hardware under the hood that make it stand out, specifically the Retina display, which has a very high-quality display, makes reading text very easy, and also watching video is such a joy. 720p video recording at 30 frames per second is also a little bit better quality than we saw on the HTC Evo 4G. At the same time, we definitely like the nostalgic new look and premium feel and quality construction that we'd expect out of Apple. Unfortunately, there are some shortcomings. For example, the FaceTime's ability to only work under Wi-Fi, and also the issues that we saw with the reception on the iPhone 4 with the steel band around the stainless steel band. Aside from that, it's a very well-balanced device. It has a healthy ecosystem of apps and developers behind it to make the platform always evolving. It's a really intuitive, very easy to use, and as we said, it just appeals to a wide range of people out there.